Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be reading the Under the Mistletoe series on Kindle Unlimited. We have 5 novellas by 5 different authors, and not only can you read these on Kindle Unlimited, but you can also listen to the audio. So if you didn't know, they did this back in February for Valentine's Day, and I made a similar video where I read all of the novellas and told you if it was worth your time. So we're going to be doing that for the holiday season. So for the 5 authors, we have Ali Hazelwood, Tessa Bailey, Olivia Dade, Alexandria Belfleur, and Alexis Daria. 3 of these authors I've never heard of, I've never read anything by them, and I'm really intrigued because maybe they'll be some of my new favorite authors and I'll add a lot of books by them to my TBR for next year. I am so excited. But we are going to start off with the first book in this little series, which is Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. I'm actually going to listen to the audio of this book because I want to color. And that brings me to show you this little coloring book. Like, this girl, her name's Coco Wu, I believe, and this is the name. But I am obsessed. I'm so obsessed with coloring right now, and it's just a really fun hobby. It takes my mind off of things. I love to either watch some YouTube or listen to an audiobook, and it's been very, very therapeutic. So I'm currently working on a little bookstore coloring page, so I'm going to continue that with you guys, and we are going to listen to Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. So let's get into this video. I just finished listening to Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. This was such a short and sweet little audiobook. I think if you're doing a craft or if you're doing a chore around the house, this is the perfect listen. And I definitely recommend this one. I had a good time with it. It is a kind of second chance romance. We have our main character Jamie, and then we have our male main character Mark, and Mark is Jamie's best friend's brother. So Jamie is home for the holidays and she ends up needing to borrow pens, so she goes over to Mark's place, and there's a bit of a snowstorm and she has to end up staying at his house. But the two of them have like a lot of history together, and so it takes place from their past growing up to kind of the middle and then where they are in the present. So it's a second chance romance, and if you love like the trope of she's not you, you will love this little novella. So I had a really good time reading it or listening to it, and I think it's worth the read. I think it's worth like the hour that I took to listen to it, and I hope the other ones are, because when I did this video back in February, there were some duds, but so far we have started off very good, and I hope the streak continues. So I will see you all when I start the next little novella. I feel like I'm always wearing my Niall Horan concert shirt in these reading vlogs, but it's so oversized and comfortable. I'm absolutely obsessed with it, so I don't care. Starting the next little novella in the Under the Mistletoe series, this one is Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey, and I'm a little bit skeptical about this one because I am not the biggest Tessa Bailey fan. Like, I'm kind of back and forth with her books. I didn't love It Happened One Summer. I liked the second book in that little series better, but it still like wasn't a favorite of mine. I feel like I'm on the fence with like if Tessa Bailey is for me or not as an author, so I'm interested to see if this one, like, I like this one. So we're gonna start that, we're gonna paint our nails, and we're gonna listen to this and see if, you know, see if I might be a fan of Tessa Bailey or if like I'm still like on the fence. So let's start listening to this. I have to pause because it's really cool. I'm not used to a lot of audiobooks being like 2 narrators. That's my favorite thing when audiobooks are 2 narrators, but it really surprises me that this novella, which is like maybe like, let me see how long it is to listen to, but like an hour and a half long, they have a female narrator and then they have a male narrator, and I had to pause because the male narrator's voice is very like, it's very hot. Like, who is narrating this? I'm laughing at myself, like, that's so embarrassing to admit. I just finished Merry Ever After, and all I have to say is I truly actually regret listening to that audiobook. With like every fiber of my being, I regret listening to it. The guy who narrated it, yes, he did have a really attractive voice, but like, I can't unhear the things that were said in that book. I can't unhear them. And all I'm gonna say is that if you if you love like a smut book, this is the book for you. However, it was not for me. And I can't unwash what I heard out of my head because there was some very questionable things that happened in this book, okay? So if you do not like spice, you do not like smut, do not read or listen to this. Would I have liked this if I read it? Probably not. I feel like I would still cringe if I read it instead of listened to it, but listening to it made it that much worse, I think. Anyway, this novella was about, crap, what was her name? The way I don't even remember her name is kind of crazy. I just listened to this. Anyway, the female main character, it's gonna bother me. It's Evie. Okay. Why I couldn't remember is kind of crazy. Okay, so Evie is the main female character, and she is a single mom, and she runs this like thrift store, and this man, Luke, comes in almost all the time to try on a pair of jeans, but he's like 6'6", like he's ginormous, and he can never find a pair of jeans that fit him, so Evie takes it upon herself to make him a pair of jeans that fit him like perfectly, and that kind of starts their like affair, because that's what it is. It's just spice. There's really no substance to this book at all except spice. And that's basically what it's about. And if you love spice, this is for you. For me, it wasn't it. And I don't know if I will be picking up a Tessa Bailey book anytime soon. It's just the way she writes like spicy scenes. It's just so cringy. And to hear it made it 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Anyway, I will see you all when I read or listen to the next novella. I might read it because I'm scarred from that one. So stay tuned. I'll see you guys when I read the next novella. Hi everyone, I wanted to be festive today, so I put on my Christmas pajamas so I could read and just like get in the spirit. So like I'm cozy. I am so excited to read these other novellas, but let me talk about the one that I read yesterday. The last one that I finished was All by My Elf by Olivia Dade, and I was coloring when I finished this one, and honestly, I just feel very indifferent about it. I don't have any strong feelings at all for the plot, the characters. It was just very like meh. So the plot of the book is a couple professors at this college, to make some extra cash during the holidays, drive around in what I think is like the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. That's what I pictured in my head. And I think there's like treats and sausage, and I don't know. They lost me this part of the plot. I just kind of continued coloring, and I was like, okay, it is what it is. It's the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. I don't know. And essentially, two of them have crushes on one another, but they don't know it. But that all changes when there's a huge blizzard. They get trapped on the highway. They can't go anywhere, so they have to like cuddle to preserve body heat. And that's essentially the plot. So I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't hate it. I just feel very indifferent towards it. It's just a meh for me. So I don't know. You could probably skip that one. You don't even have to bother. The next one though that I'm reading is, I think it's Merriment and Mayhem. And I don't think I'm even saying Merriment. How do I say that? Someone let me know. I don't know which way is correct. But that one by Alexandra Bellefleur. This is what it looks like. So I think I'm gonna read this physically because I feel like maybe you're all tired of watching me color. But if that's something you're into for like reading vlogs or just vlogs in general, let me know, because I am loving coloring at the moment. And there's nothing I want to do more right now than to listen to this audiobook in color, but I'm refraining. I'm refraining for the content quality of this video. So I think I'm going to read it on my Kindle, and hopefully I like this one. I've been severely kind of disappointed with the ones that I've read. I've only read 3, and the only one that I've liked so far is the Ali Hazelwood. So I'm hoping the last 2 come through. So let me get cuddled up on my couch. I'm gonna grab my Kindle. I'm gonna finish up my Alani, and we're gonna read the rest of these novellas together. So cheers. Everyone, I want to update you on my novella journey, and listening to these on Audible, it makes me never want to listen to a romance book ever again. And I don't know if it's just the way that these authors write spice scenes, but I am just been like, I've been so uncomfortable, and it's been so cringy that I can't do it anymore, okay? I'm vowing from this moment forward, we are only listening to thriller, mysteries, and fantasies on audiobooks, because it's just awful listening to those scenes. I can't take them seriously, and I'm just like, ugh, every time. But the Ali Hazelwood novella wasn't that bad. But only that one so far. Let's talk about our last novella I read, and that was Merriment and Mayhem, and I truly liked this one until we got to the spice. And then it was ruined for me. But the plot of this one is our main character gets the fire department called on her because she has some Christmas baking that goes wrong. And then a couple days later, she gets the fire department called on her again because she's hanging up Christmas decorations, and the ladder falls and breaks, and she's holding on for dear life to the gutters. And who comes to save her is the same firefighter from the first call. And they have this like flirty banter back and forth. And first of all, I was like, bro, you're on the clock. Why are you flirting? And also, do you do this with every like damsel in distress call? I don't know. But I pushed it away. I pushed it away because, you know, it's a novella. It's not that serious. And they had this cute kind of Hallmark movie romance going for them, and I was eating it up. And then the book ended with a spice scene. And I'm like, why couldn't you just end it with a kiss? Why couldn't it be a pure Hallmark Christmas movie and end with a kiss? No, it ended with the spice scene, and I'm very, very disappointed because my expectations for this series was more like, oh, cheesy, cringy Hallmark movie. No. It's unfortunately been so much spice in every single one of these novellas, and I mean, it is what it is. But I'm hoping that this last novella, Only Santa's in the Building, is that perfect Hallmark Christmas movie. But we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I did enjoy this one, just not the spice part of the book. I think that this one's worth the time and read if you don't mind a lot of spice. It wasn't for me, and that's not to say it's not for everyone, so I do recommend this one because I did enjoy the storyline and the characters. I just didn't enjoy the spice. But we're gonna read the last novella, and hopefully it's everything that I wished for. Okay, so she's talking to this guy she has a crush on, and he's talking about like, you know, like I have an epiphany or something while washing dishes or folding laundry, and she goes, I also love that he folds his laundry. Like, girl, the bar is so low. The bar is so low these days. That is so funny, because why is it like crazy that he folds his laundry? Anyway, back to my reading. I just finished the Under the Mistletoe collection on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm here to break it down for you. I'm going to tell you what I think you should read and what I think you should pass on. So let's start off with the first novella, which is Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood. I like this one. I think it's the best in the series. I definitely think if you want to pick up one of these, you should definitely read this one. This one is like, it's short and it's sweet and it's cute, and the spice scene is not bad at all, and it's a she's not you trope, and I love a she's not you trope. So I definitely think you should pick this one up. The next one is Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey, and I don't think you should read this one. I heard things that I never want to hear, and I read things that I never want to read. And I don't wish that upon anyone, but if spice is your thing, definitely check it out if you like that kind of thing. For me, it was a hard no. The next one is All by My Elf by Olivia Dade, and this one was just meh. Like, I think it's a pass. I don't think there's anything really special about it. After that was Merriment and Mayhem, and I like this one up until the spicy scene at the end, but if stuff like that doesn't bother you, I really enjoyed the plot line of this novella, and I think it's worth a read. And the last one is Only Santa's in the Building. This is the last one that I read, and again, I like the plot of this. It was about a woman who moves into this apartment complex, and she is a like comic book illustrator, and every time this guy that she thinks is very attractive sees her, she's kind of a mess because she's working on like a hard deadline, but all along he's had this crush on her. So it's really cute. I love the premise of it. There's a little bit of spice, but it's not bad. So I definitely think that this one is worth checking out as well. I do overall think this little series is good for someone who wants to get in the holiday spirit, but they're not someone who loves like seasonal, like Hallmarky, like reads. I think this is like a quick way of feeling festive and reading for the holidays without like diving into like a 300-page book. So that's my thoughts on each of those novellas. I enjoyed my time with this video. I also kind of regretted some things because listening to romance books on like audio is not for the weak. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you read any of these or if you want to check any of these out, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you all in my next video.